I already know like this book is gonna be 5 stars. I don't even care how it ends. It's gonna be 5 stars. Hello everyone. This is just a very casual catch-up vlog. I feel like I haven't vlogged in a few weeks, and April was kind of hectic with reading, if you guys watched my last wrap up, so I just want to have one weekend where all I do is read. And it's Friday right now, and Fridays and Saturdays are my weekend, so I'm going to spend the rest of today reading, and probably all of tomorrow reading also. And I'm reading right now. I'm reading Mile High. I don't know, it's the Windy City series. Who is it by? Liz Tumford, I believe, is that her name? I'm like 18% of the way through that, so on page like 120. It's so good so far. It's very, all of the characters have a lot of depth to them. Both sides. The main male character, his name is Xanders, or that's his last name, but he's a hockey player. And then we have Stevie, who is his like the team's flight attendant, basically. Like she's a flight attendant for the team. And he's kind of just like a dick to her, and he's kind of known as like Chicago's biggest, baddest hockey player. He's just kind of known as a dick, and he's not, but it's very like sweet. They both have a lot of like family past. They're kind of like they each individually have their own issues, and I know that the issues that they both have are kind of similar enough that I believe they'll eventually like obviously come together and figure them out and work them out themselves, or work them out together. And I'm really enjoying it, which I haven't enjoyed a book like this in a little bit, so it's kind of nice. And I'm also listening to, which I don't think I'm going to listen to very much of it this weekend, but I'm listening to Luckiest Girl Alive. So far I'm 30% of the way through. I just can tell the underlying tones of trauma that are in there, and that I feel like it's gonna have a deeper meaning by the end of it. So I'm actually really liking it. It's the character's kind of dull herself. Not dull, she's just a little socially awkward. There's not much to the narrator's voice, like nothing special about the audiobook, but I'm liking the book itself. And what else am I reading? Oh, nothing. That's part of this video. I wanted to pick what I was gonna read next. I really want to read a physical book. I was gonna make this a Kindle Unlimited reading vlog, but I really like having one book of each thing that I'm reading. So like one book on Kindle that I'm reading, one audiobook, and I don't have a physical book that I'm reading right now. So I got these 2 books in the mail the other day. Meet Me at the Lake by Carly Fortune. Oh no, I'm gonna sneeze. Or Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams. I kind of want to read Meet Me at the Lake, so I think I'm gonna also read this in this vlog, which I'm kind of excited about. I'm actually gonna go downstairs and read, but I'm feeling kind of sleepy, so if I go downstairs I'm gonna lay down, and if I lay down I'm gonna fall asleep. So I might just stay in this chair. Dobby. Are you comfy? Dobby's barking at the neighbors downstairs, so I am What is he saying down there? Thank you. All right, he's gonna continue barking, but I am on page 183. I'm 30% of the way through. It is so fucking good and so easy to read and just like intoxicating. I'm gonna not talk too much about it since he's barking right now, but I'm gonna go downstairs, we're gonna eat dinner, and then I plan to at least get like 60-70% of the way through this, maybe even finish it tonight. I'm on a roll. It's so easy to read. Like, such a good book. Stevie and Xanders, Z, whatever you want to call them, have such good chemistry. It's blowing my mind. So let's go downstairs. Okay, quick little update. I haven't read anymore, so I'm still only 30% of the way through, but I'm about to read some right now. And I just want to say I'm loving all of the representation in this book. I will say there is some like, I wouldn't call them trigger warnings. Someone on Goodreads said that like, oh, you should look up trigger warnings. I don't think they're necessarily trigger warnings, but if you have maybe any body shaming issues, that might be like the mom in this towards the daughter, towards Stevie, is just very upsetting, and the way Stevie thinks about herself is very upsetting, because obviously she's very beautiful and the way that she's described is very beautiful, but she does not think that of herself. So, but other than like that, there's nothing really that's triggering so far. Maybe I'm missing something, but I am expecting this book to make me like not cry maybe in like a sad way, but just be emotional, because I'm already feeling such a big attachment towards these characters, and I feel like the mental health that's been brought up so far, I could just see it like leading a certain way, but not in like a say you swear or like if he had been with me kind of like messed up, sad, bawl my eyes out kind of way, you know? Yeah, I will see you guys probably in the next clip, will be tomorrow, and I'll probably just binge read all day long, and I'm so excited. It's the next morning. It's been a good morning. What time is it? I think it's like 9 or 8 something right now. I've gotten some reading done. I'm absolutely in love with this book. Like, I needed a book like this to get me out of the kind of funk that I was in. I wouldn't call it a reading slump because I've been continuously reading, like I haven't stopped reading, and I don't know, it's just like this book, I can already tell it's 5-star material. It's so good. I hope nothing happens. Like, I hope it doesn't break my heart. Like, I hope it's like a wholesome end. Like, I really don't want a sad ending or anything to happen. Let's talk about the character development in this book. Unbelievable. Like, I'm gonna call him Z because that's like his nickname in the book. I mean, obviously like has past trauma, but he's like full on like very into therapy, very into like he's very self-aware, he's into mental health, all of that. And people just know him in the tabloids as like this Chicago's bad boy. Like, he's just not that person, but he plays it up so he gets paid more, you know? And then Stevie, on the other hand, has like a lot of confidence issues. She's got some like body dysmorphia. Like, she just is dealing with a lot mentally and physically and doesn't believe in herself as much as she should. The slow, like, you see those issues that both of them are dealing with in the beginning, and the slow development that has happened. On paper, you see the mindset shift throughout each chapter. It's like, there was one chapter, it's Stevie's POV, and she is trying, well, it's 255 on the Kindle. I don't know about the physical copy, but Stevie is like, I've never felt so confident around another man, just because Z makes her feel super, super confident. Not that she should need a man's validation, but I think it was the validation she needed to believe a little bit more in herself. So like, you just are slowly seeing this like really good character development, and it makes me so happy. I'm loving it. I'm like so invested in this friend group, or it's like, it's kind of a thing, friend group, family group. Like, it's not a big group at all, and the names are easy to keep up with. What else? Oh, on my phone, wait. I'm just gonna lay right here. On my phone, I got a notification from Libby saying that I know I was supposed to read Meet Me at the Lake, but Practice Makes Perfect, the book that I showed you guys at the beginning that I got delivered here because it just came out by Sarah Adams, just came available on Libby. And I know, like, I'm listening to Luckiest Girl Alive right now. I'm reading that one, but I think having the audio of Practice Makes Perfect, I have to do some cleaning today, and I have to do some laundry. Like, that's what I'm about to do. So why not get the book, like Practice Makes Perfect. I'll listen to it while I do all of my like little house chores, and I'll have the physical copy. So if I want to just like sit down and read it, I can. So I'm kind of happy that that came available like literally like 2 hours ago. Couldn't have been more perfect timing. So I'm happy. I'm not gonna read Meet Me at the Lake, and I'm not gonna read that one yet, but I do plan to read it like this week or next week. So I think that I'm fortunate, and I feel good that Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams came out, so I can listen to that instead. She's so sweet. Oh, what in the world?
Here, girl, her chalky milk.
The girls.
Yep. What about you, buddy? He said, "No, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
A little bit too much. Hi.
Roots here in Rome, Kentucky. 2.
Hello. Brock and I just went to a really early dinner. Like, it's 4 p.m., but it was like a late lunch, like 2 p.m. We went to lunch. It was at this German restaurant that we've heard so many good things about. It's called, I want to say, Edelweiss. I'm probably saying that in very American, so I'm sorry, but it was so good, and I do have some leftovers, so I'm gonna eat those later. But I'm going to read right now. Let me show you where, oh, here he comes. I'm 83% of the way through Mile High. It's really good, but I'm gonna plan to finish it today, and then Brock's gonna watch fights, so we're gonna do our own thing. And then what else was I gonna do? Practice makes perfect. I haven't really even listened to the first chapter. I listened to a little bit of the first chapter, but that's it. So I don't know how far I'll get into that in this vlog, but see you guys in the next one. It is like 6:30. I am going to do the laundry. I've been reading. I'm almost done, and now I'm kind of like procrastinating finishing it. Like, I have like 10% left, and I just don't want to finish it because of how good it is. I am going to put on Practice Makes Perfect while I do this huge pile of laundry on the bed. And then I'm going to go back to reading Mile High, and it is just different. Like, I will, so you know when you're reading a book, like especially on Kindle, because like I have the page number listed like left hand corner, and when I'm reading like some books, I'm like, all right, we made it one page. This one, I'm like cruising through. I don't look at the page number until I've been reading for like an hour, and then I'm like, oh, what page am I on? It's like a 600-page book, and to read that in one day, I'm just like so happy. Like, it feels good to just knock a book out. So I'm definitely going to finish that tonight. I have not felt this way about a book and characters in a really long time, and I'm like anxious because I know something's about to happen. What is this book comparable to? Let me look. I'm gonna see if I can find a book that this book is comparable to, like how I can describe like the connection between the two main characters. Maybe like Final Offer. Like, it kind of gives me that same, like Final Offer by Lauren Asher, like that same, both characters have underlying things that they need to work through, but they're working through them, and like one of them is famous. One of them in this book is like really famous in Mile High, so like he gets a lot of like publicity and tabloid attention, which is different from Final Offer, but the depth of the characters is kind of very similar. I already know like this book is gonna be 5 stars. I don't even care how it ends, it's gonna be 5 stars. On the other hand, Practice Makes Perfect. Poor girl. She ain't gonna get 5 stars. I can already tell just from the way that it's being like the audiobook is just so cheesy. I'm literally 2% of the way through. So like, I just know that it's a short book. I feel like the characters aren't gonna have too much depth, but it's still a book that I really, really want to read. So I'm like, it's very surface level contemporary romance, whereas like Mile High is on the level of books that like you're reading and you're getting like an emotional journey as well as like two characters falling in love, where like this book is more, you're just in it for the rom-com. It's really light and easy. Like, there might be some tension, but it's not like trigger warning tension, you know? So I kind of like the balance of both. But I'm gonna listen to this while I do the laundry for like 10 minutes, and then I'm gonna go back to reading Mile High. If you want, go follow me on Goodreads so you can see what page I'm at in the books that I'm reading. I literally like constantly am updating what page I'm currently on, which actually what page I'm currently on. Okay, I will see you guys in the next clip. I'm so tired. That German food took me out. Like, I feel like I could take a really big nap right now, but if I did that, it would ruin bedtime. It's the next day. It's actually 7:30 p.m. the next day, but I wanted to film a quick outro to this video and give my final thoughts on Mile High. I did rate it 5 out of 5 stars. I bought it, and it's gonna go on the shelf that you guys are currently sitting on. Y'all are actually on the stack of Mariana Zapata books, so you should feel grateful to be here, I guess. I don't know what I was trying to say. Let's talk about Mile High. One, this book is so popular right now. Like, I've seen it now since I've read it. I see it everywhere. Like, I saw it on Book Talk like 3 times yesterday. I saw it on Instagram a few times. A few people were messaging me and being like, oh, I'm reading this too on my Bookstagram. So like, it's very popular right now. And it came out almost a year ago, basically. Almost 60,000 ratings and 4.2 stars, which I just feel like average on Goodreads is really, really good. So 5 stars makes a lot of sense for me. I connected so well, as most people seem to, with the 2 main characters, and I'm looking forward to reading the next book. I don't know when I'm gonna read the next book because for example, Haunting Adeline was so highly talked about and like everyone loves Haunting Adeline. I literally hated it so much. So the fact that like another high recommendation actually did well makes me really happy. Like I'm happy I loved this book, and I've needed something like this for like a month. Let's talk about like why I rated it 5 stars. I'll be kind of quick. I thought that it was very romantic, like heavy on the romance side. You can tell that these 2 characters, Z and Stevie, are very, very their love language you can tell is like acts of service or physical touch. There's a lot going on romance-wise, so much chemistry. They're so, right off the bat, so into each other physically, and then you slowly start to see the shift, especially with Xander's. Like he falls first, like no doubt. He's head over heels for her basically because she doesn't give him the usual attention that he's used to, and he's like, ooh, I kind of like that. And she's like such a back talker. She's really into like busting his balls basically. And that's just such a good, fun, bicker banter relationship to read about. Literally loved this romance aspect of things. The other aspect to it, I feel like, was the heavy mental health aspect and like generational trauma that was talked about in this book. Like both of them are dealing with and deal with a lot of parental issues in this book, and I really liked it. One thing I didn't love is how Stevie's side, her and her mom have a really tough relationship, and it wasn't really resolved. Like you find out in the epilogue, like they're doing some kind of like, family therapy, whatever. But like I kind of wanted more on that end. Like I wanted her mom to do some more groveling because her mom was a bitch. I don't know, that aspect I didn't love. I know this vlog was really, really short, but I'm happy. Like I feel like, I know I didn't do much in this vlog, but it's a vlog that like I enjoyed the book so much, and I can actually be like, you guys need to read it. Like read it. If you're into romance, if you're into sports romance, mental health advocacy and all of that, like it's so, and practice makes perfect. I'm like 10% into the audiobook. I'm not loving it. It's so cheesy. And because I just read this really mentally, really deep book, Practice Makes Perfect isn't hitting it right now. But I'm still giving it a shot. So I will read that, and you'll see my review on Goodreads if you follow me on there. So all of my social media is linked down below. My Instagram, my Bookstagram, my Amazon wishlist, my Goodreads. I think that's it. I always forget. But if you want to go follow me on those platforms, you can. Kind of stay up to date with what I'm currently reading and what I'm doing in my life. See you guys in the next video.